You can't let the only time that you reconnect with your friends be at a graveyard, which is a sad reality most of us have to face. My name is Zach Bell. I'm a husband, father, and I serve in the Marine Corps, and I'm the creator of Veteran with a Sign.
I'm Jay Blancas. I'm a father, martial artist, and his number two as a Marine Corps veteran and a veteran with a sign.
I like to be technical about it, but we used to walk in a circle professionally. We were both infantry riflemen. We served the same platoon, deployed twice to Afghanistan, once to Garmser, Afghanistan from March 08 to October 08. And then December 2009 to July 2010, we did the invasion of Marcia.
For me, I served 4 years in the Marine Corps. Got out as a corporal, so out of 9 enlisted ranks, I hit 4 of them. I was a team leader on my second deployment, so I had a lot of responsibility by 23 years old, and he had more than I did because he was my boss when I got out. But it was, I just graduated college last week, and the GI Bill put me through school, and that wouldn't have been possible without my military service. My son's taken care of. Life is better and in some ways worse, but net positive because of the Marine Corps. So I'd do it all over again if I had to.
Yeah, for me, being in the Marine Corps, I used to say things like there's easier ways to pay for college, but there's not cooler ways. I look back on it, it's wild to think, but because of my time in service, I was able to get my bachelor's and get a master's. I was able to make lifelong friends, and it's just a time I'll never forget, and it definitely helped to shape the foundation of who I am, which started with just the desire to serve. That was in 8th grade, I think it was, when 9/11 happened. And so that moment's imprinted in my mind with so many others, and I just wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than myself. And now I am a part of this community that goes well beyond the battlefield and continues to stay. Late 2019, I started noticing different trends on the internet, and it's this high concept. Everyone's painting and using filters and distortions. It's always equated to Sports Center top 10. It's not the way sports are played every day, but that's the best moments of it. And I wanted to try and break that down and see if I could create conversation and community. So I literally just started writing on cardboard signs as I try to create conversation through something obscure, honestly. No, so it went from being something that was just 100 people to a few hundred followers to May 1st it hit over 1,000, and then honestly it's just been rolling after that.
So it's just for me at least, the idea of having this community where we can take some of these younger kids that, I don't mean to call them kids, but some of these younger veterans, younger individuals, and even some of the older ones, and give them what I didn't have. That's all of it for me. When I got out, I lived and grew up in the Chicago area, and there's not a lot of military within my friend circle, within my family, things like that. So for me at least, I grew up, I guess when you're 23, you're still growing up, but I was out of the Marine Corps, been to war twice. I felt like I was an established man already, and I didn't have anybody to lean on, didn't have anybody to talk to. It was really just, friends like Zach or a handful of other guys that I did serve with, that we were able to help each other through these issues, because there was still a real big stigma against mental health and post-traumatic stress. I remember going to job interviews and getting turned away because, hey, you're in the Marine Corps, thank you so much for your service, but your leadership style is going to be detrimental here. Sorry, we can't offer you the position.
But the military in itself is just a quilt. That's the way I like to think about it. Like my great grandmother made this quilt of the sailboats for me a long time ago, before she passed. But like it's literally just multiple different pieces of fabric that have no rhyme or reason other than she made them into sailboats. But that's how I think of the military as a whole, right? Because what we have more than anything else is we have this common bond and this shared experience that was brought about during, the longest war in our nation's history. I don't think there's really anything like that in most places. I think it's just an unintended consequence of you get out of the service and like you all kind of scatter to the wind, and it's hard to keep up with people. It's hard to, communicate, talk about different issues and things that are going on, and so you kind of do the thing you're supposed to. You go to college, do all these different things, and try and fit in, but you realize that you're different, and that's okay. But it's hard to connect to people when their lives are so different than yours. And it's not right or wrong. It's just there hasn't really been a good communication tool to bridge that military-civilian divide. And I always say it's not their fault, it's ours. Like we have to help them to understand, because I know it's wild that I was in charge of so many people at such a young age, but that was the world I was in. If there's one thing everyone experiences, no matter where you come from, no matter how old you are, or what you've done, or what you'll do, trauma is universal, right? Pain is universal, and it's like a fire, right? It's this fire, and no matter how close you are to it, eventually you'll start to sweat.
I mean, you can't allow that to happen, so you need to reach out to people so that even if it's only to listen, and you can workshop your problems yourself, and you just need a sounding board, that's a huge help in a lot of cases that a lot of veterans, including myself, don't do when they get out.
There's a lot of stuff out there that is available to you that you're unaware of, but you have to talk to each other to know what's available, like what resources are out there. And it also helps to stay connected to everyone, because it is hard. When anniversaries and memorials and things come around, you can't let the only time that you reconnect with your friends be at a graveyard, which is a sad reality most of us have to face.